I'm Adam Pezanowski. This is Ricky Vinansky, Mid-Valley basketball player. Similar to last week, we have another Mid-Valley basketball player on. So, Rick, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling great, man. It's another great day to be alive, and I'm very ecstatic to be on the podcast finally.
Yep. How's practice?
Oh man, we had a great practice getting ready for our next state game, round of 32. Really just can't go out. I mean, you saw how the game went at the arena, so I really just can't wait out there, go out with the guys and get a dub.
Yep. So, bringing up basketball, how has Coach Mike Abda really changed your game?
Oh man, like Coach Mike, he really did virtually like everything. Coming in as a freshman, we had a lot of guards, Tyler O'Connor, Danny, Gabe Tanner. So my job was to go in and kind of be the guy bashing down low, being in the low post, working on my down low game. And then every year, he gradually told me, work on a little bit more, work on your handle, work on the outside game. And then after the junior year, when we had Danny left, I knew I had to, take my game outside. And me and Coach Abda were talking about it. He was like, "Yeah, this is finally like the right move to do." So he's really just been, like a guiding hand with me. He's really been helping me out the most, and I'm just very grateful for him.
Yeah. Now you brought up Danny. Being a teammate of Danny, I know he was a big leader for the Mid-Valley basketball program. How had he impacted you or affected you as a player? Like, how has Danny he showed you? I know you guys were very close friends, I believe. And so how did he impact you?
It was just like playing with like your brother. Like he was older than me. He was kind of like a big brother. Like he was in the same position too. He came up as a freshman, playing in this tough program, and he kind of put me underneath his wing and showed me the ropes of how to really get things going here.
Now, do you think Danny was the main reason you scored 1,000 points, other than, like, obviously yourself, your ability, but who really had the biggest impact on you to score 1,000 points, or really was your motivation?
My motivation really just came from playing with my two best friends, like Danny and Gabe, all the time. The thing I loved about them was I would go crash in, get their shot, get them a kick out, and then they'll go get me in their spots. So it was kind of like we'd both like play off each other, and I think that's why we were so great in the early years.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, 1,000 points, 500 rebounds. How does it feel to join Ronnie Tomasetti on that with that great, what's the word for lack of a better term, accomplishment?
Yeah. Man, I used to watch Ronnie play all the time when I was a little kid, and I really looked up to him. So being able to be in that position where it's like, oh man, I'm really here right next to him. It's kind of like a surreal feeling. Like I never thought I would really be here.
Yeah. Now, do you plan on playing in college?
College, it's still a toss up in the air, but I'm really more focused on staying in the books. Man, the books they've really helped me a lot, and they're the main reason why I'm able to go to school.
Yeah, having a 3.85 GPA, that's very impressive. Being an athlete, what do you want to go to college for? Like, what's your biggest?
I want to go to be a pharmacist, mainly. That's kind of been like one of those weird things. Like as a kid, like I remember going to the pharmacy and just being able to have that one-on-one conversation.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a doctor's office. Like it's kind of like, hey man, like how are you feeling? Like it's not like it doesn't feel like a business. It's kind of like more of like a real connection.
Yeah. You're not really pressured to say. Now, taking AP Chemistry, is that what you're like getting ready for?
Yeah, taking AP Chemistry. AP Chemistry is a lot too, but just also Dr. Bonnick too, which is a whole nother story. He's a great person. I think everybody should take his class and then like really listen to what he says, because he's here to like get you out of this area. Like he understands like how some of the kids are. Like a lot of kids want to like stay home, but he encouraged you to go out and explore and like really find yourself.
Now, did you take Dr. Bonnick's class before, or is it like, have you had him as a teacher prior to this year or no?
Well, everybody had like mixed emotions about him. You'll have him when you're a junior, so I walked in there not knowing like how it's gonna be, but getting to know him and getting to like learn his story and how he came up, I think it was an unexpected surprise, and I'm just so grateful for it.
Yeah. Now, is that like your go-to class, like chemistry, or do you have a favorite? Is that your favorite class?
Yeah, chemistry is my favorite class. It's just it's kind of like one of those like when you want to take a step back from reality and like you know what I mean take relax. That's like my little place too.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, obviously, your brother Mason, you
Yeah.
guys play complete opposite sports. Not even close. Ricky does basketball. Mason does wrestling. Why do you think you guys are such like polar opposites? You guys really are. I mean, you guys are very similar personalities, but Mason's kind of short. You're tall. He does wrestling. You play basketball.
It's pretty weird like the I don't even know what the word I'm looking for. Like the qualities, like looking at each other, man, go, oh man, these kids are exact opposite. But it's weird, like when we're home, we're the same exact person.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
absolutely.
we crack the same exact jokes, we do the same exact things. But I think it's just we both know what we like and what we don't like. So I think you know, it looks weird, like oh man, they're not doing everything together, but like we're always together.
Yeah, yeah. And now, what do you think about Ella, like singing? I know obviously during football season she was up in the press box, did an amazing job. Basketball game, that's a big thing to
Yeah.
like stand in front of all those people and sing. What do you think about it?
I mean, it sucks at home hearing her every single day screaming, but she has a beautiful voice, and the opportunity for her to sing while I'm playing is just a great feeling, and I hope she sticks with it because like she really does have a God gift talent. I truly believe that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know I wouldn't be able to do that. Like stand in front of all those people,
Yeah,
like,
nah, no way.
and like
No
you think
way.
of like, and you can't even like compare it to sports because sports you have something else to focus on. But like when you're like singing, you're literally like you're watching all these people in front of you.
That's the weird part. Like in sports, like you can make a mistake and right like that, you can go make it back.
Yeah.
Singing, it's like you get a voice crack. It's like, oh man,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
how do you come back?
Yeah,
from that?
it's like awkward, definitely. So, being a 4-year varsity player, what do you think really like when was the moment and you were like, okay, like I'm officially, was it your freshman year or your sophomore year when you were like, okay, I'm a seasoned varsity player now?
It really hit. I want to say, kind of junior year, like midway junior year, and when Danny was like saying like, oh man, like yo, my time's like coming up soon, like you're gonna have to step up. I think that's when it like really hit me, and that like at the time I was 17, so I really didn't like. I mean, you got no care in the world when you're young. I'm still young too, but it really did hit me. I was like, oh man, like time's like coming up. Like I remember being a freshman, walking in the first day of practice, and now it's like, oh man, I'm a junior, and now right now I'm sitting here, I'm a senior
Yeah.
again, ready to go to college. It's kind of
Yeah.
it's a weird feeling to have.
Yeah, definitely. Now, like, why did you ever play any other sports? Or was basketball just always like your go-to? Like, I love basketball. It's my thing.
No, it was funny. I used to play like baseball all the time. I think baseball was like probably my first love as a sport. I want to say once I got to 6th grade, we played in my grandfather's tournament. The 6th grade class plays in it, Ricky Vinansky tournament, and we won the whole thing. And I think like just winning that was like, oh man, I wanna feel the success of basketball just keep on coming.
Yeah. So in that Richard Vinansky tournament, who was the team? Like, what was the lineup looking like?
Oh man, we we had some characters on the team. It was Gabe, Jovi, Nathan, Brady, Alex Morano, Josh Florence, Zach Angelo, Miles Sawinski, Callum DiQuevedo, Lucas Frazier. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting it, but I think that might be it. I don't know how many that was.
It sounded like enough for
Yeah,
basketball.
but man, it was funny because like we were all best friends too at the time. So like it was just like we were just going out there and just having
Yeah, yeah,
fun.
yeah. It was like nothing else, you know. So like, what's your like? Obviously, I know you're really hyped. I mean, you guys went down to go see Gabe the other day. Like, how's Gabe doing? What like, does he like it down there? Or?
Oh yeah, and it's funny because I remember we were literally sitting over there and he like showed me the phone of the message that he was like, oh yeah, I might take this opportunity, and I was like, dude, you got to like, anytime you get an opportunity like that, you got to take it and bet on yourself, and it's paying out for him great.
Yeah.
Like, it's just amazing to see how successful he is right now, and like being one of his best friends, man. I just keep on telling him to like keep your foot on the pedal. Don't settle for anything less.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Gabe's definitely a very talented athlete. I mean, I seen him play. I see his film all the time on Instagram and stuff, and I'm very happy for him. So Loyalsock, how are they looking so far?
Loyalsock, they have a great coach, so they're always going to be well coached. But the thing is, they're a bunch of athletes. I don't like watching the film. I don't really see any like basketball players. Really, it kind of just seems like a bunch of like football, baseball guys. Like it doesn't seem like this is their main sport. So I think if we just have our heads straight, keep our emotions in check, and just play mid-valley defense, I think we'll be 100% fine.
What was your favorite, like, looking back now? I mean, you're hopefully not. Well, your senior year eventually is going to come to an end. Well, looking back now, what was your favorite memory? What was, like, you're looking back and you're like, man, that was just so fun, or that was just so great. I'm so happy we did that.
I got two. One of them, but this is for the basketball guys. One of my favorite moments, like looking back on it, was the West Side practice. And I know a lot of people won't understand this, but we ran straight for probably 2 hours and 30 minutes. Just straight running.
Yeah.
We played a game at West Scranton, and it was funny because Tom was in the locker room the game before, and he was like, if you guys lose, don't even show up, like busting our chops. And we go out there and we laid an egg. Like we blew the game in the fourth quarter. So the next day at practice, all the guys are like, oh man, like practice is gonna be a rough one today. And it really it sucked in the moment, but looking back on it, man, it really kind of like built character in all the guys, how to be able to handle adversity, and like when you don't do your job, like there's gonna be consequences to it. And then my real favorite moment was just being able to hit 1,000 like that. Like I'm, watching like Jay, Alex, Danny, Ronnie, seeing them all hit it, and just being able to be a part of that group is just amazing feeling to have.
Yeah, I remember after. I'm pretty sure I was with you after that practice. You fell asleep on Brady's couch.
Yeah, bro.
I think was it a Saturday practice or no?
Oh no. That was this year. That practice was my sophomore year.
Oh dang.
Yeah. So like it was Cameron Ricardo's senior year, and he killed us. He absolutely killed us.
Yeah, another pretty great leader. In football and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you're running track this year. Are you excited for it?
Yeah, I can't wait. I did run track my 8th grade year, and then we got hit with COVID. But now kind of being able to do it again, I'm really amped up. Finally do something with my brother, finally.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for that.
Yeah. So what do you want to run?
Straight 400.
Straight 400,
yeah,
that's it?
Straight 400.
I
don't want to do 800. I don't want to jump. I just want to run a straight 400. That's it.
I don't think I've ever heard somebody that's like, oh, yeah, I want to join track just to run a 400.
Yeah, just straight 400. That's all. Kaz, he'll probably make me do a bunch of other stuff, but what I want to do is straight 400.
You ever try hurdles?
No.
Yo.
Hurdles are crazy.
You
do the 300 hurdles?
Yeah.
I have no idea how you survive that.
300 hurdles, it's one of the toughest events on the track.
It might honestly be the toughest event, honestly.
Up there, I'd say 300 hurdles, 800 meter, 400.
800.
Because the 300 hurdles, first of all, it's a sprint. It's just like you're just going. It's just like the 400, but you're going and you're jumping too, so you're like dead.
Yeah.
Like by the time you get that last 100, like you're still like you're tired. 800, you're pretty much like
you have to run a 400 time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Gabe Pacina, district champion last year, ran an 800 and 157 one districts. That's a minute 400. Well, that's actually less than a minute. That's a 58-second 400, and that's like flying.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So to be able to do that, the 800's definitely up there, and then the 400 is just the 400. Like you're sprinting.
400 is just a sprint, like one lap, like
Yeah,
can't complain.
You could get over it, but the 800, like that's one thing. Track, you definitely have to be mentally tough, because like if you're running an 800 and you're only 400 in, and you're like,
yeah, you can't get cocky. You got to be able to pace yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Now, no distance or just 400.
Just 400. Just 400. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted to run since 8th grade. It was just the 400, because my pops ran the 400, and he did the 800, but I think the 800's not my specialty.
Yeah, I don't see Mason running 800 or 400.
Mason's too short to run 800.
That's why he's a sprinter. Yeah, that's actually way to bring his height into it. Poor guy. By the way, he is definitely not a high jumper, because that you need some height with.
Yeah.
So who are you most excited to be teammates with that you haven't been, other than Mason? I know obviously you're pumped about Mason, but who's like somebody that you've never played a sport with that you're like, oh, I'm hyped. Like this is like.
Oh, definitely a Chmielewski, 100%. Me and Jordan, our friendship kind of really started 10th grade year, and then like it's funny because after 10th grade year we had like 11th grade year, 12th grade year, we all had the same kind of classes. So finally be able to play a sport with them too, I think that's going to be a great feeling.
Yeah, Shim is definitely a great guy. It's definitely gonna be sad losing him soon.
Oh,
All you
yeah.
guys, I mean, all you guys are really great.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's like it's weird. You never thought I'd be here.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And it's weird to think about like obviously me and Mason, I've known Mason for a while. I've known you for a while. Like looking back at it, like sitting in Gavin's house, and it's like, oh, Ricky's not
Yeah.
graduating for another 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like,
that's the weird part, man. Like I never like, you don't think about it. That's the crazy part about life.
yeah. What are you most excited for? Like being a senior, other than like obviously you hit 1,000 points. Like that's a major goal. Obviously you wanted to get. What are you most excited for?
I'm most excited for my senior year. Kind of just soaking in every moment now. Once basketball's over, it's kind of like you're in the real world now. Like the kids stuff is kind of over with, so I have to kind of, ruffle some feathers, figure some stuff out of like what I really want to do. But just becoming a young man, I think that's what I'm like most excited for. Like I'm not nervous, I'm not scared for it, but just being able to accept that journey that I'm gonna have to be taken, and I think I'm in the right position.
Now you mentioned like your dad before and everything, running the 400 and the 800. Was your dad a good athlete or?
Yeah, he had the what's the 800? Was it the 8x4?
The 4x8?
4x8. Yeah, he had the record before Pacina and Popko.
Popko, I think Josh Florence maybe, and Chris Nee maybe. Novak. I think
Yeah.
Novak was the fourth.
Yeah, my pops had that record. I mean, I wouldn't mind trying to go get it back, but 800's not.
Yeah.
I'm not running that 800. No way.
Yeah, I think your dad or your brother definitely takes a lot of after your dad, like playing football and everything.
Yeah.
And I think it's definitely interesting to see both you and Mason really excelling. I mean, Mason during football season was a pretty key detail. Wrestling, I mean, we wrestled together. Wrestling was great. Now track, I think it's definitely going to be an event to see.
Yeah, wrestling's a great sport. I wish we had wrestling earlier, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
It's great to see you guys go out there.
Yeah, I know you definitely. We were talking about it. You're definitely excited. Wrestling is just like it's
a different type of feeling. Like I don't think like the way like who'd you guys first play in the gym?
Wyoming area.
Yeah, like when you guys turned off the lights and it was just a little ring light and you guys running out, like man, it felt like it was like a playoff atmosphere.
Yeah,
that's how it felt.
Yeah, and like I think the biggest I could get like goosebumps talking about this, but like that match, like I was looking, so like all right, we have an American flag and then we have like the Spartan head and it says welcome to our house or something or whatever. And I was like looking at that sign. I was like, "Yo, it's time to go. Like, let's get this."
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. Like I remember sitting in the stands, and wasn't it Wyatt was the first match, right?
Yeah, Wyatt.
And came out pin. Mason came out. It was like a tough little scrawl, and then he came out on top. You came out on top. So it was great to see everybody go out there and win.
Yeah, it was like crazy because like it was. So we came out. Matt got a forfeit. And then Wyatt went out, pinned his kid. Mason went out, pinned his kid. So I'm going into this match. I'm like,
you gotta do
I'm
something.
like, yeah. I was like, I gotta pin him now. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do if I don't. I'm gonna look out of place. So then I pin him. And then we get a forfeit after that. And it was just like the best feeling in the world. So and then later down, we ended up breaking. We had to go to section F of the tiebreaker rules, and so. But we ended up winning 37-36.
Yeah, I remember that. What did they have to do? Count all the scores up?
So they had to count. I'm pretty sure it came down to who had less pin or who had more pins. So since we pinned them more, because we had the same amount of forfeits, like
same amount of points, right? Wasn't it?
It was 36-36.
So the pins just all right.
So a 6 pin and a forfeit are both 6 points. So everybody either got pin or got a forfeit or got a pin, obviously. So yeah, it was definitely like. Going through like that entire week of practice was just like our coaches were like, hey, like first time wrestling in at least 40 years in this school, you guys really got to show out. And so we were working hard all week, and it definitely paid off. Like just the feeling like you pin somebody and you finally get Because, like, that's one thing with wrestling that, like, is different from every other sport is you're going to tournaments and stuff. You're going all over the place. So you don't really get to, like, other than, like, a basketball game. Like, you guys play basketball games in front of the school all the time.
Yeah.
So that was, like, the
Yeah.
first time we were really in front of people that, like, see us. And it was just, like, an awesome feeling.
Yeah, that's what I like about wrestling, how it's the one-on-one, especially with track too. One-on-one is like it's just yourself out there.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing people don't talk about a lot. It's just yourself out there. You got no one else to blame.
Yeah. Wrestling is definitely very tough. I could compare wrestling and track. Obviously, they're two different sports.
Yeah.
Wrestling's a
It's the
physical
same
sport.
mindset, kind of.
The only difference is depending on what event you do. Like track, I run the 110 hurdles. You have 15 seconds, 16 seconds, whatever it is. You have 15 seconds, and you can't make a mistake. Wrestling, at least then you have 6 minutes to wrestle. Like you could, if you make a mistake, you could catch yourself. Where track is like so fast, everything goes by so fast, and you just don't think about anything, to the point where it's like, okay, well, like here's what, like that's one thing. Film always helps. Like, and no, I think any sport you could watch film.
Yeah, 100%.
Like it doesn't matter what it is, like tennis.
Yeah,
swimming.
Honestly, everything. Like the biggest thing too on film is just you could even just watch yourself and just watch how your body language is.
Yeah.
Like if you think you had a terrible meet, okay, that's fine. Go look at the film. Like if you're like sluggish all the time, that's why you had a terrible meet.
Yeah.
If you didn't eat clean, that's why you had a terrible meet.
Yeah. Now, do you take that into like consideration in season? Like, do you you sleep good, eat good, like
that's
all that?
That's probably one of the main things. Because it's the program we play in is really tough. So we're always battling in practice, always competing. So I think the main thing that separates our program from everybody else is how we take the extra steps to make sure everybody's okay. We're all stretching after practice. We got team dinners. Coach sends a text, making sure everybody's getting ready for bed. So I think just having that tight knit group, make sure everybody's 100% is why we've been so successful.
Yeah. Now, here's a question: camp. Are you guys how'd camp go this year? Like, was it good or?
Camp was funny because a little bit before camp, I popped the arch in my foot. So I was literally playing on a literally a torn ligament in my foot. But at the end of the day, it was fun. Like I mean, it was a struggle, it was a battle, but it really did bring out the best of us. And it was funny because our summer it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best at all. It wasn't what we thought it was going to be. But then, coming to the season and seeing how much better from the summer to the season we got is it's kind of crazy to look back on, being like, oh man, remember at team camp when we were sucking it up, we didn't know what we were doing, and now we're coming into a state game now. It's kind of like, oh man, we really came far.
Yeah. No, I think camp is just I think the only thing track and wrestling you can't do it, but camp is
Camp
just
is so fun.
it's just and it brings you guys together because you guys it's something that a lot of teams don't get. That feeling is you wake up, you guys go to breakfast,
spend the whole day with each other.
For how long is your guys' camp? Because I know ours is 3 days.
Ours was 3 days, but it would be 7 a.m. till you could have a late game till 9 p.m.
Wow.
So I'm pretty sure we got hit with one late game, but other than that, it'll be wake up 7 a.m., go eat, go play a game, go probably play another game. We come back, eat, sleep for 2 hours, go play another game, and then you have the rest of the night yourself. Unless you get hit with a 9 o'clock game, which absolutely sucks because then you can't do anything at all.
Yeah, no, our camp we have two different, because you guys go and play teams. We do have a scrimmage at camp, but also basketball and football are a lot different because
we had 20-some plus teams at our camp.
Yeah.
It was filled.
Yeah, so our schedule is we'd wake up. I think nicest thing is you feel so great at camp because one, you're eating right, two, you're waking up early, you're stretching right, you're doing all the right things. So I think you just feel so amazing at camp. So we'd wake up, brush our teeth, go out, eat breakfast. We'd run, condition, stretch, and then we go into our morning session, go have lunch, hang out for a little bit, evening session, eat dinner, and then we'd all just hang out, play ping pong. very big,
Oh yeah.
very, very big thing was volleyball. We played volleyball
Oh, okay.
for like hours on end. It's just like, it's such an amazing.
Ours was we playing 2K.
Yeah.
All the time. But team camp, man, I think that was it's a great experience. Like I think that's even if you're not committed to the sport, you should still go to the team.
Oh,
you
yeah.
should still go to the team camp. It's just a great bonding.
Yeah, all around. Like,
experience.
you really, like, you see a lot of character and everything. Like, and you see, it's, like, weird because you don't see that side of the person a lot. Like, you don't see, like, you never see, like, especially, like, if you're not close friends with them, but you, like, never see that person wake up and they're, like, routine and stuff. So, like, you like, wake up with people that, like, you're not even, like, really that close with. Like, obviously, you guys are teammates or whatever, but, like, you're really not that close with. So, like, then you just, like, see everybody. You tell which ones sleep a lot, which ones wake up early and everything.
How they move themselves.
Yeah, so I think that's definitely, like, a great experience.
The only
but
part that sucks about team camp is the day you got to come home, body be beat up, and it's
yeah.
like the next day you know you're not doing
Oh,
too much.
no, especially, like, you guys play games. We don't play games, but we still, like, by the end of all that practices, like, we have 7 practices and 1 scrimmage, 1 7-on-7. So it's like by the time we get home, we're just like, everybody's beat.
Yeah, I'm not. Don't ask me to do anything. I'm sleeping.
Yeah. Now, are you doing a lot of weight training now, or in season? Do you guys lift a lot, or?
It's more like kind of just not really like weightlifting, more of making sure like body weight stuff, like making sure the body is right. But once basketball is finished, I'll be in the I love the weight room. Like that's just one thing. Like I love like eating clean. I love being in the weight room. I just love like kind of making myself a better person overall. So that's kind of like it's gonna be weird like not having basketball you know what I mean, when you have like time off from a sport, but being able to kind of like fill that void with something else that's positive is the right way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's definitely because especially basketball. I know you guys are on like 6 days a week. You guys have practice all the time.
It's like work.
Yeah, exactly. Like that, and like same thing with football. Like we're 6 days a week or whatever, and it's just like after the season, it's just like.
What do you do?
Yeah. You have like that week in between, especially if you play multiple sports. Like you have that week in between. It's just like, what do I do now? You know, like it's kind of like that. Like you're just like lost because it's like
what?
you're so used to, especially like I know basketball goes from November to March. Football goes from June to November. Like it's like real long because you have summer workouts and everything. So it's definitely like it's just so weird. Just like it's a big adjustment. So going from that, we'll talk a little bit about what's going on this week, games and stuff. So Thursday, March 14th, boys tennis will travel to Scranton for a match at 4 p.m. That's going to be a pretty good match. You play tennis, right?
Yeah, I do tennis. So since I'm doing like tennis and track, kind of like anytime we got any home meets, because when are the track meets? Are they Wednesdays?
Wednesdays, I believe.
Yeah, so hopefully the schedules kind of like work out where we don't have too many games Wednesdays because I've been doing tennis since like freshman year, so I don't want to end with it because I've been with Miss Messive forever, so I kind of still want to stick with it, but I also want to do track too.
Yeah. Okay, so then we move into Saturday, March 16th. Softball will host Pittston area at home, 1 p.m. start. Definitely going to be a good game.
I cannot wait to see the softball team play.
Yeah.
Because we've been so dominant for like the past 3 years, and now we're seeing new faces come up. I just want to see like how their attitude is and like what the standard is. Like, is it still the same standard?
I guarantee you it's going to be the same standard. The only difference is going to be you don't have those star players. I think you're really going to see players that you've never seen before rise to the occasion. And I think that's like so amazing to see, especially like football you see it a lot, basketball you see it sometimes. Like people that you never really saw a lot the prior year really step up and really play their game.
Yeah, I just hope they just don't put too much pressure on themselves because like they're still young, like you're going to make mistakes and everything, and like it I feel like that's the hard part, like winning the state chip the next year.
Yeah, it's
like you got high expectations. But I hope the girls just go out there and have fun and just play the game that they love.
Yeah, everybody wants to beat last year's state champion.
Yeah, you got like you're getting hunted now.
Yeah. So something you got a little bit insight in. Saturday, March 9th, boys basketball play at Loyalsock at 4 p.m.
I think it's gonna be a great game. Looking at the matchups, like we match up pretty well with them. It just really comes down to who's gonna play basketball that day.
Yeah.
Because all they got is like pretty much they're athletic, they're athletes, but they're not really basketball players.
Yeah, you said that before.
Like they're not making the reads or anything. Like you don't got to worry about like a finesse move, like a crossover, like tween behind the back. Like you don't have to worry about anything like that. So I think if we just come out there, play our game, and play fundamental, I think 100% we'll win.
Absolutely. So now we'll move into last week. So starting it off, I know a bit of a heartbreaker for you.
Yeah,
District championship at the arena, 49-29. Ricky Vinansky, obviously you had 9 points. Khalid Cook with 8 points and Nate Sadaka with 3 points. I mean, you guys played tough. Riverside, they were there,
Yeah, going with that game, I feel like it's just, it's weird because, the practice, like, that's the thing, it looks like we laid an egg out there, but leading up to practice and everything, like, we had a great week of practice. And then I think just, it sucks, but when you let emotions, dictate your life choices, like, that's the outcome you get.
Yeah.
So, it sucks 100%, but I look at it as a life lesson, for life, when you gotta go get a job, when you want to go like get a scholarship or something, like I'm gonna be able to think about that and how I felt, and never let that ever happen again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I definitely know that feeling of wrestling coming up as a freshman. You really, especially, I know you're competitive. I'm competitive. You never want to lose.
Yeah, never, no matter what it is.
Yeah. So now we'll move on to wrestling regionals out at South Williamsport High School, I believe. So Matt Almedina, obviously very, very good wrestler, won the district. So first round bye, second match, quarterfinal, pin against the 9 seed, 51 seconds. So not bad at all.
That's not bad.
Semifinal, lost 7-0. Tough match, I heard, from what I heard. Then had the consolation semifinals, pinned the 4 seed in 339, and then finally lost 1-0 in the consolation final, which that is definitely tough. Like,
yeah,
especially because you wrestle. So like wrestling is so much different because you could get hit for stalling. So stalling is when like the guy's not trying to do anything or anything. But like so when it's a 1-0 match, it's a tough match. Like both guys are going for it.
It's a slow pace.
Yeah. And so either way, Matt's advancing the states this weekend out at Hershey. Definitely going to be interesting.
That's great.
Angelo Hill, another pretty good wrestler. First round loss to the 9 seed.
You know what the thing about Angelo is? It's like you'll never think he'll wrestle.
Oh no!
Like you'll never think he'll. Like
no.
I remember when he when you guys Wyoming area when he came out and he got the win. I was like, oh man, this kid could like he could play. I was like,
yeah. No, Angelo is very. What's the word? He doesn't seem like a wrestler, and he just seems like he's so laid back.
Yeah.
Laid back is the word. Like he just sits, he hangs out.
Care.
He doesn't really care. And so but then you see him on the mat and it's like, oh, that's a different person for sure. But Angelo wrestled tough. First round lost. Consolation quarterfinal lost to the 10 seed. Also lost to the 9 seed. So Angelo sadly this year being a sophomore, still pretty young.
Yeah, you got time.
Yeah. So moving on to a sport that I don't really know much about. I don't know if you know much about swimming.
Here and there.
Yeah. So Cambria Gooman.
She's been swimming for a while now.
Yeah, junior at Mid-Valley. Took 4th place in the AA 200-meter freestyle with a time of 2:10.26. With 4th place, like that has to be a pretty good time if it's.
I wonder what the first place time was, because that. Imagine you trying to do that.
Like 200 meters. Like I can't run. Well. No, I could run 200 meters in that, but like that's still difficult. Like I'm not a fast swimmer.
You're swimming 200 meters, like that's crazy.
And
to
that's
think
like
about.
That's another thing. Like that's another sport that just drains you. Like that's a lot of energy. So even a 4th place is very impressive.
Yeah, you see the thing with like Michael Phelps. It was like he burned like 8 to 10,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
Like that's absurd.
You know how much you have to eat for that, and like you're talking about eating right. Like eating right is to another level.
Well, the only problem that sucks is how like the water kind of drains your body too.
Yeah.
Like when you're in the pool for so long, like it sucks the energy out of you. So
yeah.
You gotta eat crazy like that. But having a girl who plays 4th is, man,
pretty impressive.
Yeah, Mid-Valley's
Yeah,
coming a
we're
long
on the
way.
come up right now. Like, I mean, first off, we'll go to fall football. We did pretty good. Made it first round, lost to Riverside. Um, what other?
What's the schedule looking like for next year?
Oh,
So how is that working? Like, are you guys moving up?
so we are moving up to 3A now.
Okay.
And so, but we do have a team in every classification, I believe. Or it might be the only team that we don't play. Or wait, let me think here. I don't think we have a single A competition. So we play we play somebody in double A, triple A, quad A, 5A, and 6A.
Can't
Definitely
wait for that Berwick game.
that Berwick game's gonna be hyped.
I can't wait for that.
And I don't remember, is it at Crispin Field? Are we at Crispin Field, Bates?
This is when I tune in. No, first year you guys are going to be home.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Home, and then
Nice.
the year after you're down at Crispin Field.
Yeah.
And what'd you say about 1A? You play Old Forge
Oh,
this year.
Old Forge,
You do play Old
yes,
Forge
yes.
this year, so
Yeah, I
Oh,
forgot
yeah,
about
we
them.
gotta play Old Forge.
We do play Old Forge at Old Forge. I forgot about them.
Now, how is that gonna work for playoffs? Who's in the playoffs for 3A?
Scranton Prep. Scranton Prep, Dunmore.
Dunmore didn't move.
Really?
I don't believe so. Here, you keep talking.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll get that back. But it's a pretty
It's
good
gonna be a
schedule.
fight, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be. But that's something like
I
we're
wonder how
ready
Prep's
for.
gonna be though.
Prep. It's gonna be an
Prep's
interesting
gonna
game.
be Prep's gonna be prep.
Prep.
though.
Exactly. They're one of those teams that are very competitive. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be like a very interesting story or very interesting season to see how we come out. If we work, we work. You know, you're gonna see how everything comes out.
How do you personally feel for it?
Oh, I'm pumped.
Oh, you can't
Like
wait.
freshman season was up on varsity. Really, I mean, towards the end of the season, I got some playing time. I started in a game against Western Wayne.
Oh yeah,
and
I was there for that.
It
yeah.
really it's how do I put this? It like you really grow up fast being on like going from like last year I was playing maybe 12-year-old kids. Okay, this year you're playing an 18-year-old grown man that's 6'3", 350, you know.
And you kind of got thrown in the fire too with a couple injuries.
Yeah.
Him and Mason kind of got thrown right in there.
Okay, here we go.
So I have the 3As for the PIAA in the District 2. So Berwick, you already
Yep.
mentioned. Tunkhannock.
Oh,
There'll
wow.
be
I wonder how they're.
3A.
I wonder how they are.
Yeah, they're always pretty good.
Wyoming area.
Yo.
3A.
Oh.
Hanover, 3A. Prep, like you mentioned, Western Wayne, who you guys saw the previous 2 years, and Lake Lehman.
Yeah.
So you guys are pretty third to last in the 3A when it comes to enrollment numbers.
Yeah.
And so there's 8 schools. I'm not
Oh,
sure how. I don't know if they take top 6 or they do 8. I'm not sure. You guys haven't been there since my senior year, so.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure about
I'm
that.
trying to think back. I don't know how they do that.
Yeah.
Cause I think we played your senior year, Bates. I think it was
Western
Western
Wayne
Wayne and
at-
then Prep.
Yeah, we played Western Wayne at home,
Home.
and then we played
Prep
Prep
at Memorial Stadium.
Memorial Stadium.
Yes.
For,
Yeah, I mean we were definitely higher in the
It might
It
take
mi-
all 8. I
it
don't
might
know.
it might be all 8 because I feel like I remember
Because Prep
somebody
was the
saying
semifinals.
yes, because
Yeah.
I at Prep, so we at one point we were the higher seed, and I don't. We must have been 4th or 3rd. I don't have that information.
well, yeah, and then we played. Who'd Prep play that? Did they play Lakeland that year?
No.
No, I think Lakeland was with Wyoming area.
Yeah, it might have been Prep Wyoming area. Was it? I forget.
I don't know. No, I think Wyoming area and Lakeland had their own little district game. I'm pretty sure that year.
Oh yeah, because Lakeland might have been smaller. I always forget about that.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure because I remember seeing it everywhere.
Yeah.
Like that was the game, and they had I think Wyoming area had a couple studs, like a couple D1 guys going
Yeah.
to like I don't know. I think they went to the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
But even you could go into. I mean, as we're talking about fall sports here, soccer.
Oh yeah, girls soccer.
Girls soccer, boys soccer even doing pretty good.
Mhm.
Girls soccer doing very well, making it to district final. Sadly, they lost.
Prep won that year. Prep
Prep,
won the
yeah,
3A
yeah.
bracket,
See, Prep did win that. So then,
I think it's gonna be a big leap for the girls this year. Soccer.
yeah,
I mean, that's what I mean. I wish I was like. I feel like this upcoming year might be like the actual year they might bring it home.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, we got the Getter girls back again. Again, we still have them
Well,
for
the
another
whole
2
team
years.
was pretty young.
Yeah.
So like you got pretty much everybody back.
Yeah, not having one senior is definitely, you guys really, everybody has that same feeling. It's not like anybody's losing anybody, where you guys next year, I mean, you're gone, Brady's gone, Nate's gone, Felipe's gone, Jovi's gone. So like losing you guys, like nobody knows the same feeling of going to that district game with all the same people.
Yeah.
Where like them, they all went there with the same people, lost with the same people, so they all could share that bond and that feeling.
Yep.
Girls tennis, I believe our girls tennis was pretty good this year, right?
There's some good girls on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Mesa does a great job.
And so then moving into winter sports, girls basketball did pretty well. Falling to Holy Redeemer in the district playoffs.
Holy Redeemer was a tough team to play.
Yeah, they were a solid squad. Did they win Yeah, they won districts.
Yeah, they beat Dunmore.
They beat Dunmore, which Dunmore was a really tough squad.
Yeah.
Like we were talking before, reigning state champs from the year before. Everybody wants to beat them, and
they had a
Holy Redeemer.
They had like a majority of their kids come back too.
Yeah.
So like even though you're like losing like your like star player, you still got a bunch of kids who've been there and experienced that.
Yeah. Okay. So then wrestling. Wrestling, we did pretty good. I mean, we had a district champ, and we had Angelo Place. A lot of us definitely fell to the pressure of being like in front of all those people. In case you guys didn't know, districts is at Wilkes-Barre Area High School. Very interesting gym.
Do they take that like how at the civic centers they have like that
the curtain. Yeah. So there's no curtain there.
Oh, so they have the whole
gym.
Oh,
so there's 6 mats, and then there's like like the bleachers above everybody. So there's like the bleachers above everybody, and then there's 2 bleachers on each so there's 2 bleachers here, and there's a bleacher there.
Dang.
And
I wish I went down to that.
Yeah, it's an interesting setup, and so a lot of us wrestled pretty well. Oh yeah, here you go, Rick.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Definitely a nice setup, because if you look up, like they have 2 projectors. They have 2 projectors, and you can tell what mat you're on, what match. Like it's a great setup.
Yeah, when we played down there, they whipped out the projectors and they had like their starting 5 on it. Oh, dude, that's actually
cool.
That's sick.
It looks cool.
That's sick.
Yeah. So obviously boys basketball make it to the district final, going to play a state game now. Girls swimming, Cambria Gooman really shining out there. So all around. Winter sports are really hitting. Now we're going into track. Last year district champs. Baseball really, I think they're going to be pretty good this year.
Yeah, I think maybe this season kind of like maybe get your like feet a little bit wet. But I think these like next year and then the year after that, I think they're gonna.
Oh yeah.
I think like your senior year and like your junior year, they'll be really good.
Yeah, I think the same thing. And then softball, like we're saying before, you're going to see a lot of new faces coming from last year. But I think it's
going to be the same exact thing. I don't see really any slippage.
Yeah. Now going back to you, how's boys tennis looking?
Boys tennis, oh man, it's great. It's one of those sports where it's like I don't really go out there and like have too much to worry about.
Yeah.
Miss Messick, she does a great job. Taking care of all of us, making sure that we do get our work in, but like you can have fun too.
Yeah.
Like I think that's probably like it's like a little bit of relief, kind of being able to like mix it up, go play another sport, and not be like too caught up with everything else.
Yeah. I also apologize. I did forget about the golf team. I'm pretty sure golf did pretty well this year. Golf did all right.
They're another one like tennis and tennis, swimming, wrestling. They kind of set up that way that there's individuals and then there's I think some of our individuals when I'm not entirely sure.
How many freshmen golf?
What?
How many freshmen golf?
A lot.
Is it? It's like
it's Aaron.
Merrifield golf.
Yeah, Aaron, Ian, Lucas, Colin. Wait, does he? No, Ian doesn't golf. Wait, hang on, let me think.
But
okay,
if they stick
I
with
know.
it,
I know. I know it's definitely Lucas, Colin, and Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron didn't play basketball. But
No. Golfing. Yeah. No. So and now I mean really, Mid Valley sports. I mean we definitely have the opportunity to be great in many sports.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
especially with my class coming up, there's a lot of young people that are showing potential. even like it's gonna be exciting to watch, you know, the next few years.
Yeah, you know, it's gonna be great, you know, coming home on like holidays and stuff, and you know, kind of being able to like see you guys maybe like every couple months, or like maybe like a year from now or something, like just see how much progress you made from like this point. I think that's what I'm most like excited for with your group.
Yeah, like especially like I mean I see you all the time. Lettieri household. Shout out to Kelly and Corey. Thank you for
shout out. That's mom and dad 2.0.
Yeah, seriously. I mean I see you there all the time, so it's definitely like interesting to see like how it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
it's gonna be.
I can't wait to see how you guys grow up and become young men. I can't wait.
It's gonna be weird not seeing you guys there, cause I mean we're like obviously I'm there a lot. Like I walk in half the time you're there, and it's like it's gonna be weird not seeing you or Brady there, for sure.
I think but it might be weird, but like, you know, that's just, you know, that's how the cookie crumbles. That's part of life.
Yeah. But I'm definitely excited for you guys to continue your journey. We're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching. This is Ricky Vinansky. I'm Adam Pezanowski. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for having me, Pez.
Yep. It was actually a great podcast. Thanks for coming on, Rick.
Oh, thank you. How long?
45 minutes.
Dude, that felt like 20.